Alright, so I've been meaning to make this video for a long time. I didn't get around to doing it before, don't know really why, but here we are. And I got a lot of requests to do it after the infinite regression intro video I posted and after that last Tosin Abasi lesson quite a while ago. So I'm going to start off and play that intro, the infinite regression intro, and then I'll explain the technique from there. I'm tuned down a full step actually. So standard D tuning and then a low A. So here we go. So that is it, and there's not too much actually going on. This technique's pretty simple to explain. It just takes a while to get under your fingers unless you've already done some finger picking and stuff like that. It will be easier, but it's a weird technique. It's a bass technique originally, so it does take a while to adjust to guitar. So I'll just explain this first part that goes like... Basically, all you're doing is hammering on, at least for this first pattern, hammer on with your first finger, 7th fret of the low string, B string, and then hammer on with your ring finger on the 9th fret of the E string. And then what you're going to do is pick down with your thumb, and then up again with your thumb. And try, if you can, not to use your fingernail too much in there. I don't know, I mean, I guess you can. I think it creates a less consistent sound than if you use more of the meat of your thumb. So, and then from there, just pick twice with your fingers here. And I think it helps to kind of keep everything pretty parallel with the strings. Try to keep your fingers not too far out, like, I guess, try to keep everything sort of together. Tosin really, like, you can barely see his fingers move when he does this, and he arches his thumb up like this, but I don't think it's really necessary. I mean, it's just really what makes everything sound good, so whatever works for you is probably gonna be what's best for you. So, just, again, hammer on, pick twice with your thumb, and then twice with your fingers. And really, just keep on working on that until it's clean. And it's pretty much the same thing here. Just hammer on 7th fret of the A string with your first finger, 10th fret of the E string with your pinky, and then the same pattern on the right hand. I really would just recommend doing that really as a practice routine with the metronome, just going. And the only other pattern really is this 9-chord shape, and that's a little bit different on the right hand. You hammer on again, first finger on the 7th fret of the B string, hammer on with your middle finger on the 9th fret of the E string, pick twice with your thumb on the E string, and then pick the 11th fret on the A string, hold that down with your pinky, and pick it twice with your 2 fingers. And you can actually add more fingers too. I know Tosin can do this technique with at least 3 of his fingers here, but I can only really do 2. I haven't really spent the time to work on that, but totally possible. So just whatever you want to do, it's definitely doable. So this one's a little bit harder because you're picking on 2 different strings here. Again, it switches down to this like power chord shape, fifth and root shape. So, and I'm not going to go through the whole intro just because this is more about the actual technique, not this part necessarily. But once you know this this technique, it's really easy to figure out all the shapes. I mean, octave up. And this really does get harder actually on the higher strings because there's less to dig into, but again, just keep practicing it. And that's a good place to start, but I'm going to show you one more thing that I learned from a Victor Wooten video, but it uses the same technique. And it's really just picking individual notes, not in a pattern like this, but individual notes separately with this technique. So, for example, going up a chromatic scale, up all your strings, you can use this technique, 4 notes per string, and it's perfect because, you know, it's 4 notes in this pattern. And that's not really much harder than any other thing that you're going to do with this technique. It's pretty much all the same thing, just different ways of playing it. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I haven't made up actually too much stuff myself with this technique. I just kind of have it in the bank. So when I have a cool idea, I can use it. But really just been practicing this chromatic scale, trying to get my fingers really used to this technique before I do too much with it, I guess. And yeah, that's about it. I guess here's one pattern I made up myself that, I mean, it's pretty much Tosin ripoff, but I think it's kind of cool, and I've been using it to practice, just a different finger pattern. This one goes like this. Oh, sorry. And fast. And, you know, you can just kind of watch my fingers and figure out the notes. It's pretty simple. And really, that is it. Really hope you can use this technique to your advantage and do some cool stuff with it. I think it's really awesome. Tosin is unbelievably creative to use this technique in the way that he does, and he really does it better than any other guitarist. I mean, he really kind of brought it to the guitar, which is pretty amazing. So yeah, enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'm sure I'll be making some new videos in the future. I have just started a band, some new progressive metal stuff. I won't say too much about it yet because I just got it going, but there will be band stuff in my immediate future, so hope to post that stuff soon, and see you next time.